I've been thinking a lot about Assassin's Creed. The good, the bad, the ugly, but most importantly, the future for the franchise. We just saw the announcement of some huge entries into the series. Assassin's Creed Mirage, a return-to-form game that emphasizes stealth, parkour, and story. Assassin's Creed Codename Red, the Japanese Assassin's Creed game fans have been fantasizing about for years. And finally, Assassin's Creed Hexe. This is the game that intrigues me the most out of all the titles revealed during that Ubisoft Forward event. I spent a little time digging around the internet, and I've got to be honest, I am truly fascinated with the idea of this game. Now, for those of you that may not cling to every scrap of news, Assassin's Creed Hexe is rumored to be a different kind of Assassin's Creed game, an experience that doesn't necessarily fit into the same mold as the more traditional stealth action game, but also doesn't exactly check the box when you think of big flagship RPGs. So what is this game? Well, the word Hexe is really our first clue. It means witch in German. That sent me on a research spiral as I started to piece together the mystery of this game. If you do a simple Google search combining the words witch and Germany, you'll most likely land on a page detailing the Würzburg witch trials. This was a period of time between 1625 and 1631, marked by one of the biggest mass trials and ultimately mass executions ever seen in Europe. It was a dark time in the Holy Roman Empire where men, women, and children were all accused and subsequently killed in horrific fashion. What's truly intriguing about the Würzburg witch trials is that while massive in scope, the finer details of the event, which spanned 6 years mind you, are few and far between. In my mind, if I was a developer creating a game that utilizes history as source material, this is exactly the type of event I'd want to focus in on. Visual, brutal, tantalizing in nature, but light on details. It gives the devs the freedom to fill in the gaps. No one can say otherwise because no one knows, so it allows them to stretch their wings just a bit more than usual. Now, if you're from the United States, like yours truly, you might be more familiar with the Salem witch trials, which by comparison was much less severe. During that 1-year period the event was unfolding, only 19 people were executed, none of which were children. Compared to the hundreds that died in the Würzburg witch trials, and you can see that Ubisoft is definitely going for the shock and awe factor. At this point, I had to stop and think to myself, what game are these folks creating? Because this is some dark stuff, and I've got to be honest with you, it's intense. I just don't know how you can overlay the Assassin's Creed formula on top of this level of tragedy. There's the politics, there's the intrigue, and there's definitely the classic two-sidedness that makes up a great Assassin's Creed game, but how that all comes together around this topic, I just don't see it. One historical figure I think will make it into the game is Philip Adolf von Ehrenberg, who oversaw the entire Würzburg witch trials. His life revolved around his Catholic faith, and his zealous nature would make him the perfect bad guy in this new game. It also kind of makes sense because he dies in 1631, right at the end of the witch trials, so from a gaming perspective, makes perfect sense if you're thinking about a final boss. What's clear to me is that Assassin's Creed Codename Hexe is not going to be a flagship Assassin's Creed title. It won't be a 150-hour RPG where you're picking talents and gallivanting over hills and dales. What I do think it will be is a complete reimagination of the Assassin's Creed formula, or possibly a version of the game that focuses squarely on one or two aspects of what makes Assassin's Creed great. I'm thinking stealth is chief among the most focused on aspects of the game, but who knows, things could go a completely different direction. Keep in mind the only thing we've seen of this game was a short teaser trailer that showcased the assassin symbol made of wood hanging from a tree. Is that indicating that we as players will actually be playing the part of a witch assassin? Who the heck knows, but you have to admit, it gets you thinking. What we've heard from folks like Tom Henderson, a popular insider that seems to know the juicy details about games before they release, is that Hexe will be the darkest Assassin's Creed game to date. Seems like a no-brainer considering we don't have much to go on at this point, so I'll take it. The truth is though, I wanted to make this video because I'm all in on a new direction for Assassin's Creed. A unique take on one of the most beloved series in gaming is not just a great thing, it's necessary if the franchise ever hopes to evolve. Sure, it may not end up being the commercial success of something like Assassin's Creed Valhalla or Odyssey, but man, it would be nice to see a AAA studio actually try something different for once. Anyways guys, let me know what you think about Assassin's Creed Hexe. What do you think this game is all about, and does a new direction for a non-flagship title excite you, upset you, or something else in between? Leave us a comment, and while you're down there, don't forget to drop us a like and consider subscribing. It's still the single best way to help channels like ours reach new audiences. I also want to let you know that our 2022 Leave a Legacy charity event is set for Saturday, October 22nd. For a second year in a row, we've partnered with Connecticut Children's to help bring the joy of video games to kids at the hospital. Mark your calendar, set a reminder, and be sure to join us on Discord to stay up to date on everything regarding the event. That link, of course, is below. My name is Codiak, and from everyone here at Legacy Gaming, thanks for watching, and play on.